Good morning, Jen. Yes, indeed. It is a pretty big journey, and he's not going to be alone. Look at this. There are about 100 riders that are going to be with him, joining him on this important ride. Of course, it's going to be to enjoy the weather. At the same time, it's to raise that important awareness of having equitable funds for Black and Brown-owned businesses. And with me, I've got Dwan Dandridge, who's going to be walking me through. But before we get into the spirit of the event, I see you all geared up. You're good to go.
Ready.
What you got over here?
Ready. So I have a roubaix that was actually donated to me from a good friend, Leon Petty at Go Green last year.
Okay.
Wanted to make sure I had a second bike that kind of turned into the first bike.
Yeah.
Just in case we had any issues with one bike, I'd be able to jump on and keep the group moving.
So you got a good game plan.
Yeah, we do.
It's 400 miles, so you better have a good game plan.
Yes. I mean, big part of it is training and then eating right.
Right.
Yeah, but also having the support and the energy of people that believe in the work that we do at Black Leasers Detroit, and that's what we have all around us.
So let's get into that.
Yeah.
The importance of creating this awareness.
Yeah.
How important is it?
I mean, it's tremendously important, right? It's like we're still having conversations about Black entrepreneurs and Black people having equal access, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that we still need to raise awareness is problematic, but what we decided to do at Black Leasers Detroit is not just raise awareness, create a solution. And that's what we do in the funding that we provide for the Black entrepreneurs that are based in Detroit.
So where is the bottleneck at the moment? Like, where do you think these entrepreneurs hit the bottleneck, or they get sort of restricted when it comes to equitable funding?
Well, I think that, it's well documented that there was intentional practices that would keep us on the outside looking in, right? Like the system was set up that way. What I think and what I hope is happening now is that we have different leadership in some of these same institutions that would intentionally create barriers for us, right? But I think the bottleneck might be that the new leadership that has a desire to right the wrongs came up in those systems. So the desire is there. I'm not sure that the know-how is there. Right? But if we have desire, we can work with that. Because Black Leasers Detroit and there are other organizations that are bringing some of the know-how, and we just need to figure out how to partner.
And then you also got something new taking place this year, which is Speak for Yourself.
Yes.
Shed some light on that.
Yes. So, part of what the experience we had last year when we did the ride was we rode through some unfamiliar parts of Michigan, right? And I had some concerns, safety-wise, right? Like, thoughts and images of Lamar Arbery kind of running through my mind. And I wasn't sure how safe I would be as I would train and ride by myself, but then when we would go as a group. Well, I'm happy to report that, all of those concerns were put to bed based on the reception that we received from the people that we encountered in those same cities, right? Like, we were really well received. Everybody was welcoming. And some of the people that we encountered, when they found out what we were riding for, they went in their pockets in real time and donated to Black Leasers Detroit.
Gotcha.
So what we wanted to do was build upon that, right? And engage some of the locals in intentional conversation. The thought being, look, I don't want to assume that I know who you are based on something I read in the chat on a video that I shouldn't have been watching on social media in the first place, right? And I don't want you to assume that you know who I am based on something you heard in the news in Detroit. Let's have a conversation and get to know each other.
All right, that makes sense. And of course, as we're going to come back and have this conversation, Dwan, thank you so much. Jen, this is that important conversation that's happening this morning here in Detroit. And of course, it'll continue over the 7 days to raise that important awareness. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to more riders. Jen, back to you.